ever had a great idea and then talked yourself out of it 5 minutes later? Or you finished something you're proud of, then spiral because it didn't get the reaction that you hoped for? That's not your art speaking. That's your ego hijacking the process. And if you're not careful, it will keep you stuck. Today, in this episode, we're breaking down how to create without letting ego get in the way so you can grow, share, and actually enjoy the work of artist life again. Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast, where artists of all kinds come to fuel their passion, sharpen their skills, and thrive in their creative lives. I'm your host, Laura Bianca-Pilcher, life and creativity coach and fellow artist, here to support you on your artistic journey. Whether you're a performer, writer, visual artist, or any kind of artist, this is the space for real talk, practical advice, and inspiring stories. Subscribe and join us each week for more inspiration and actionable insights to fuel your artistry. Let's dive in and get inspired. Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast, the place that helps artists like you stop waiting, start making, and build a life where your art and well-being thrive. I'm your host, Laura Bianca-Pilcher, life and creativity coach, performer, author, actress, former dancer, although I've been dancing a lot more lately on my social media, for myself, reclaiming that for myself, and believer in the messy magic of real artistry. I love that. Today's episode is a vulnerable one because we're talking about something all artists deal with but rarely talk about honestly: ego. If you've ever compared your work to others until you felt paralyzed, avoided starting something because it might not be amazing, felt crushed by a lack of external validation, particularly around social media, or anytime you put any art out there and haven't got the attention you thought, then yep, your ego is running the show in that moment and it's costing you more than you might think. But here's the good news. You can create without letting ego drive the bus. And let's talk about how. Part one, let's start with talking about what is ego in the terms of artist terms. So let's strip this back to basics. Ego isn't just arrogance. It's your identity manager. It wants to keep you safe, seen, accepted, and admired. All very natural things when they stand alone. But in creative work, that need for control, that need for perfection and validation can wreck the whole thing. Ego says, make something great or don't make it at all. Ego says, you better impress them. And that causes a lot of anxiety. Ego says you need more likes before you're legitimate. You need more followers. You need more validation from that particular person. But real artistry says, make something honest. Grow through the process. You don't need to be perfect, to be impactful, to be influential. The ego is loud, but your art is still in there, whispering. All right, next, I want to tell you a story that you'll really feel in your bones. Let me tell you about a client. I won't say their name. I will call her Ronnie. Why not? It's not a real name. She was a dancer who used to love improvising, and it lit her up. I think you all know what dance improvisation is. It's just whatever comes out. And the more tools you have in terms of training, the easier it can be to improvise, actually, or just the freedom you have as a child. They just improvise freely, even without that technique. But it lit her up. But after years in the professional world, her freedom in her impro started fading, and she told me, I can't even freestyle, and for her genre was hip-hop, without judging myself now. I feel like someone's watching, like I have to win even when I'm alone in the studio. And that's ego. It turned her joy of improvisation into performance, even within herself. Her process of creating and enjoying movement and freestyling, it turned it into pressure. And when we worked together to strip that away, to reconnect her with her why, she said it felt like coming home to herself, because ego always wants approval. Ego wants perfection, but art wants truth. It just wants you to express what's true to you. Disclaimer, I do believe in excellence. I do believe in refining your art. So don't misconstrue that. That's so important. But the ego can stop you sharing what's true to you and stop you sharing it all. So part 3 of my little short episodes in this one, how can you create without letting ego run the show? And there's 4 ways that I want to go through with you here. And the first one being make for you first. Make it for yourself first before you imagine the audience. Return to your own curiosity. What lights you up? What feels raw, even if it's messy? And I've been through this journey myself more recently, where dance was something I did professionally for many, many years. And so when I no longer felt like I fit that mold, I started to pull back from dance altogether. For a lot of professional dancers, it feels like there's an expiry date, whether that's age or having children or all of those kind of things. And now me with my curves, not the traditional ballet body, having had 2 children, moving on in age, I thought I was leaving that behind, but I started to reclaim that dance for myself, making for me. And I've just so enjoyed reclaiming that artistic expression that I had from being a little girl back for myself. So make for you first. Now, I've got work as an author and work as an actor, and I'm multifaceted, so I can choose, okay, dance right now and this season is for this, and it hasn't always been that way. But if you have different things, it's like I recognize maybe your acting is that professional outlet, but that creative flow, it's like going into a different room with the same creativity that's in you. So this is my acting room, or this is my dance room, or this is my singing room. And each of those rooms, creativity is what draws you in. And I had a beautiful person reach out to me just to say, I can't sing anymore. There was medical reasons why. And she said it's just shattered her. And I use this picture of being able to go into a different room with your creativity, because you will find joy in just being able to express it. Maybe for her, it's learning how to paint in this season where she can't sing anymore, or whatever it is for you, fit it in your context. But that creativity can find an outlet in a different room to arrive at that same place, creative expression, artistic expression. Here's a really big one. I was just working yesterday with my daughter on her dance recital pieces. And so number 2 is share before you're ready. Ego waits until something perfect, and art knows when it's enough. Ship the thing is the saying, which is a funny thing. It's like post it, mail it, get it out there. There is such a thing as, if you buy a Broadway ticket, yes, you want to go and see a polished performance. So we're not talking about that, but the artistic process for you personally is not waiting for this place where it feels completely ready. The process is interesting. The process is real. Sharing excerpts of a song you're in the middle of writing can be a beautiful thing. Just being able to keep showing up, because that visibility does create opportunities. And I said to my daughter, you want to show mummy this perfect polished dance because you know what I used to do, and I've been a dance teacher for years and all of that. And I said, but the process is so beautiful, and watching you polish it. And I love it when you see those like filmmaking things on social media where you see the rehearsal and then you see the final thing. And I love the side-by-side comparisons, or the behind the scenes, or it's just so interesting. I love watching a choreographer create and see the dancers sort of maybe not nail it straight away. I love seeing actors sort of in process trying a new way of doing a line, and it just clicking. Process is interesting. Share before you're ready. Share that because ego can wait for perfection. Go back an episode and it talks about perfectionism, and that episode really breaks down how that can hold you back. Number 3, and just to remind you, we're talking about ways to create without letting ego run the show. So number 3 is detach from the outcome. If you're only creating to be applauded, you'll stop creating when you're ignored. And you will be ignored, friends, a lot as an artist, or at least feel like you are being, because there is, depending on what your art medium is, there is a saturated market. There's many times where you're going to put work out there, and I'm thinking of the times that all the emails I sent out to get my book published that were ignored. And I had to detach from the outcome. Focus on process over praise. Focus on getting the work done. Focus on your craft and detach from the outcome. And number 4 is name the ego, then move away. So when you feel the spiral of comparison, fear, or criticism, say to it, that's my ego speaking. I hear it, but I don't have to obey it. Challenge the thought. In my Creative Purpose Journal, I do a lot of thought work in there. That's on my website if you haven't seen it. And it's about challenging the things that you think as an artist. That tiny pause can change everything. That practice, daily, weekly, can change everything for you. So just to recap, 4 ways to create without letting the ego run the show. Make it for you first. Number 2, share before you're ready. 3, detach from the outcome. And 4, name the ego, then move away from it. Challenge it. All right. If this is resonating and you're nodding along, this is exactly the kind of work I do with artists inside my creativity coaching. And if you're feeling stuck right now, grab my free guide, Stuck in a Creative Rut. It gives you 3 powerful steps to reconnect with your creativity and move forward with clarity. And you can get it at larabiancapilcher.com, and the link's also in the show notes. All right. I'm going to give you, I love the word creative spark. It's that spark that creates more momentum, an action step for this episode. Here's what it is for this week. Create something that you don't share. Create something you don't share. And you might have a pile of things already there, but I'm talking about reclaiming, creating something enjoyable just for you. Yep. Keep it private on purpose. Make something messy, from scratch, silly, raw, pointless, even bad. Why? Because it helps you untangle your art from your ego. It reminds you that you still love this, even if no one claps. Oh my goodness, my friends, I moved house just over a month ago. I have more space to dance in this one, and I have been showing up more in that way. But the first day that I was like, I'm going to reclaim my dance for me, I started doing ballet bar, and I didn't share anything that day, but something lit up in me that I didn't even know was going to light up in me. And I said to my husband that night, I love dance, and I love moving, and I love feeling strong. And I love doing it in this way. And it was hard because my body was like, I remember being able to do this with more muscular ease, but it comes back very quickly. So whatever you are going to come to and make, let it be messy, let it be raw, let it be pointless, let it not be for any other reason but your own enjoyment, because you will untangle your art from your ego. Now, of course, if you want to then share your experience with me, I'd love to hear from you. DM me, tag me at larabiancapilcher. Let me know what that freedom felt like for you. I love hearing from my listeners. Okay. You don't have to, and I just want to talk about reclaiming art from ego's grip. You don't have to fight your ego. That's not necessary. But you do need to stop letting it lead the way. When your art stops being about proving something to everybody, whether it's your coaches, your friends, your following, your casting director, the list goes on, publishers, agents. When your art stops being about proving something, it starts being something real and something that you're getting out, that it starts resonating with people again. Okay, so I called this episode Ego versus Art, how to create without letting ego get in the way. Make sure that you listen to it again and again if you need to, because that ego can keep you stuck and take away your momentum. So relinquish that grip, so to speak. All right, don't forget to download the free guide at larabiancapilcher.com if you need help finding your way back to the art that matters to you. And coming up next week, I'm talking about less is more, why doing less can make you a better artist. It might be the most freeing message you didn't know you needed to hear. Until then, make the thing messy, honest, imperfect. You've got this, friends. With you on the journey. Until next time, bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss an inspiring conversation or actionable insight. You can read the show notes and learn more at larabiancapilcher.com. And be sure to share this episode with fellow artists who could use a little extra inspiration. Until next time, keep creating, stay audacious, and remember, your artistry matters.